trading cards here. I got Josh today at locals. What did we play today, Josh?
Gold Pride Punk.
Oh man, we went 4-0.
Yep, 4-0.
Right, sweet. Let's go ahead and get into the deck profile.
Cool. 47 main deck. Very classic build.
We'll explain why he played 47 here in a second.
Yep. There's a lot to it, but there's a lot of moving pieces, but it works. Played against Branded Chimera, 2-0'd it. Yeah. Played against Altergeist. Juan going second, believe it or not, against Altergeist.
Nice.
Played against Sword Soul. Played against, last one was, don't remember.
Oh, yeah, your Sword Soul deck you played was Sword Soul with
Yang Zings. Yeah, it was
Yang Zings
and Super Heavy Samurais.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was actually super solid. Oh, and then the last one was Heroes, and it's like, it was an insane build too. So anyways, we'll get started. Monsters, so self-explanatory. Xiamen, 3 of it. Pay 600, add a punk monster.
Yep.
Really self-explanatory. What's also really cool is the second effect when it's sent to graveyard. You can make a punk monster gain 600. You can chain block some cards in your combo.
That's fun.
Which is super cool. And I did it once actually, and it actually won me the game, which was pretty cool. And then I have one Shark or Shirakasai. It's a fusion guy. Pay 600 to fusion summon. Or if it's your opponent's turn, you can pay 600 to synchro summon.
Gotcha.
It's not bad. So this is kind of your main guy you want to get into after normal summoning Xiamen or getting Xiamen on the board. Because once you get in the carp, you just start snowballing from there.
Yeah.
And then I run one Wagon. Pay 600 to search for essentially the field spell. It's the only spell I play in this build because it's already pretty wide.
Gotcha.
Build-wise as it is. But you'll use this to go into your level 8, and then you'll start drawing cards from the field spell and everything. So, and then I run one Madam Spider. Searches for a trap. It's essentially Wagon, but searches for a trap.
Yep.
It's also really good because you have a built-in imperm in the archetype. So, or a built-in disruption, kind of like Gold Pride has for that side.
Yeah.
So, then I run one Deer Note. I know a lot of people run 2. I just ran 1 for consistency because I didn't want to draw both of them or draw one of them. I just wanted to save that hand space for like hand traps or anti-hand traps.
Yeah.
Or anything like that, or extenders through the Gold Pride engine.
Do you find yourself needing 2 today?
Only 1 game.
Okay, so you missed it that much then.
Yeah, and even then, if it's in hand, the fusion can still summon it from hand. So as long as it's in hand or on deck, you're fine.
Gotcha.
So you really don't need to run more than 2. People find 2 optimal. I find 1 optimal just because of how I play the deck.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. And then I run 1 Ogre Dance. It sends itself to search for a punk monster that's not a level 8. It's pretty self-explanatory. If I have Foxy Tune in hand already, I'll use Xiamen to search this instead. Just gives me another name in graveyard.
Yeah.
Especially with Deer Note's second effect to special summon to 1 from graveyard when it's sent to grave.
Oh, okay.
So you can summon this and go into Photon Lord.
Yeah.
So you don't have to use up your Foxy Tune.
Gotcha.
So, and then I run 3 Foxy Tune.
It works.
For the punk players, it's self-explanatory. If you run less than 3, you're not playing it right. So
I love it.
You send it from hand to grave, and then send another card from hand. Just send another card from hand to grave, and special summon any non-level 8 punk from deck.
Gotcha.
So you could summon Deer Note and start the combo and just go straight to the level 8 synchro, or you could even go into Shark and then fusion summon from there.
Gotcha.
So, and normally Xiamen is your 1 card starter to get into this, and then discard that in another card to get into the Shark or the Deer Note. Just keep going.
Yeah,
so that's the punk engine. Really self-explanatory and really basic. For the Gold Pride engine, 3 Leon. The reason I run 3 is for consistency purposes.
Yeah.
If I don't draw it at all during my combo, I'll normally have the trap to summon it from deck for free anyways.
So you still have access to it.
Yep. 3 is because I want to guarantee the access if I ever have to use a trap. And it did happen once that I had to guarantee the summon from it. Then I run 3 Captain Carry. This on summon will search for the trap that lets you summon this guy, and then this guy snowballs by summoning monsters from grave, and then quick effect to synchro summon, kind of like Shark. And then she kind of your 1 non-tuner to go into like Baron, or to go into some of the other level 6 synchros, or into Croco Dragon.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So if you get multiple of this guy on board, you're cooking. You're getting that Croco Dragon out. Yeah, you could say that. So, and I run 3 again for consistency.
Gotcha.
If I ever have it in hand or open it, it's an extender. Because then you can use it to overlay into the Xyz version of it, and it doesn't really hurt you to have it in hand.
No.
So then I run 1 Roller Baller. I always say I'm balling and can't get up with this guy. So essentially, quick effect to fusion summon. And essentially at that point, you're either taking 2 monsters from your opponent or taking 3 and then equipping them.
Okay.
And it outs Mirror Jade because it'll be sent to graveyard by game mechanic rather than opponent's card at the end phase because it becomes equipped.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the Noble Knight clause, sort of, where it's like, you know, if they get sent to graveyard, it's sent by game mechanic. So you can't really re-equip them or anything. So you can't trigger Mirror Jade.
That works out.
So, and then for the last card in the Gold Pride engine, I run Nitro Head. Reason being, it's a level 8. It can get me into Psychic and Punisher on my opponent's turn if I wanted to with Leon because it's a level 3 tuner. Also, during my opponent's standby phase, I can summon a token to their board so they can't evenly me.
Yeah, and monster.
Yep, and then I can quick effect blow that token up to destroy cards my opponent controls in a plus sign around it. So it's not bad. You can like block an extra monster zone, so they're forced to play either in an extra monster zone, and maybe kind of force them to destroy their own monster or lose one. So it's not bad. It's pretty good. And plus, it's a level 8, so I can go into Photon Lord with that and jam in the level 8 synchro.
Absolutely.
So, and then for like the basic, you know, bread and butter stuff, 2 Fenrir, a heck of a card. I didn't want to run 3, but running 2 was actually pretty optimal. Plus, it's a level 7, so using any of the level 3 tuners, I could get Baron.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I run 1 Ghost Ogre. Reason being, I can explain a little bit later, but one of the P.U.N.K Synchro will search for this for free by paying 600.
Psychic too, yeah.
It's a Psychic, so yeah, it makes it even better because everything else is Psychic. Yep, exactly. And then I run 2 Ash Blossom. The reason I don't run 3 is because I have another hand trap in here to make up for it for cross-out targets. 3 Droll, because it's a meta.
Yeah.
So, and then 1 Nib. This is my replacement for that 3rd Ash because if my opponent mains Nib, sick, I have cross-out for it. It's a cross-out target in my deck in the main. And if I open it, which I did 2 times today, which is weird, I mean, it's fine because then I can nib my opponent.
Yep.
So, that's the main monsters. For spell cards, I have 1 Jam Extreme Session, the field spell. You search for this with Wagon in the middle of your combo. Twice per turn, if you pay life points for a Psychic type monster's effect, you draw a card.
Gotcha.
Which is pretty good. It draws me into, a lot of the times it'll draw me into Imperm, it'll draw me into Droll, or stuff like that. Or it'll draw me into Extenders, which is sick. And then also, as an extender, it can banish a P.U.N.K card from the graveyard to special summon a P.U.N.K monster from hand. So in my standard combo, I'll add Madam Spider with the Synchro, and then special summon it with Madam Spider. And then it lets me search for the Negate Trap and then draw another card. So, it's pretty good. And then for the Gold Pride stuff, I run 1 Crowd Goes Wild and 1 that came out of nowhere. This card searches for a Gold Pride monster as long as you can reveal one monster in your hand. And you can then special summon that monster and lose life points, which is good if you don't have any punks. This guy will special summon a Gold Pride monster from hand or graveyard, and then your opponent can special summon 1 from their hand or graveyard, but its effects are negated. It's like a Gillosaurus without a body, which is fine, but it's a good extender. I just ran it because you never know.
Yeah.
So, and then I run 3 Better Luck Next Time. On activation, it searches for a Gold Pride and you lose life points equal to its attack. So it's really just an extender and starter, and it's searchable with the Gold Pride Xyz. So, and that's, you know, part of the bread and butter combo.
Yep.
And then, kind of a gimme, 3 E-Telly. You can basically, you're 1 card starter for the P.U.N.K engine.
Yeah.
So, or a 1.5 card starter for the P.U.N.K engine. So that's basically 6 Xiamens.
True.
Yep, and then for kind of just standard, 1 Called by the Grave and 3 Crossout Designator.
There's your hand trap answers.
Because I want to not get hand trapped.
Yep.
So came in clutch quite a bit today, which is pretty sick. So that's all the spells. For the traps, not as much. I have 1 Dangerous Gabu. It's an imperm for P.U.N.K. But if you control a P.U.N.K monster, you also have the added effect of gaining life points.
Gotcha.
Equal to the target's attack, which is not bad. I gained 3,300 with 1.
God, okay.
It was great. It was wild. And then I run 2 Gold Pride Start Your Engines. If your opponent summons a monster, you can target one of the monsters summoned, and then you take 3 Gold Pride from your deck, and then your opponent chooses one at random free to summon.
Yep.
So with this case, having 3 Leon, you're kind of guaranteeing yourself the Leon if you don't have it. Or kind of the same thing with like Rollerballer or Nitro Head. Like if you get that same grave and can't get Leon, you can summon the Leon. Leon will trigger to special summon the Nitro Head or Baller from grave.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So you basically kind of guarantee yourself your disruption at that point. And even then, having an extra body is always never bad.
Yeah.
So, and then 3 Infirm. Kind of, once again, part of the meta.
That's right.
But
And
also
another crossout target.
crossout target, which did come in clutch on one of the matches we recorded today too.
Yep.
So there was a lot of adrenaline today.
Yeah.
There was a lot of adrenaline. Plus it doesn't help by, anyways, besides point. So for extra, so that's the main deck. Like I said, 47.
Yeah.
For the extra deck, it's a little bit different, but I think it works. So for the first one, Gold Pride Chariot Carry.
Yeah.
Part of your bread and butter combo. Any 2 level 3s, so it's generic. But you can detach the search for any Gold Pride spell, and if your life points are lower, you Foolish Burial a Gold Pride monster.
Gotcha.
So essentially what I'll do is I'll search for the continuous spell to search for Leon, and then
Yep.
send Rollerballer to grave. So then I can trigger Leon special summon from hand because I have less life points.
Yep.
Effect to special summon the Rollerballer. So then during my opponent's turn I can quick effect Synchro and Fusion.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I have 2 different ways to
Yeah.
disrupt my opponent, and they both have their positives and negatives.
True.
So then I run 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord.
One expensive card.
I got this literally the day before, or the day of the regional when this stuff dropped.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's pretty good in Monster Negate for, for like the Unchained stuff, or, any other things that may come up. And then 1 Zeus. Never used it, because I
Really?
never have an Xyz on board to attack with. These are my only 3 Xyz.
Oh, gotcha.
I put it in there just in case, but it never came up. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about taking it out for another Synchro or something like that, or another copy of a Fusion. So for Synchros, 1 Star Leon, it's pretty busted. Quick effect, make him gain attack equal to one of your opponent's monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you have less life points, which is 90% of the time,
With that deck, yeah.
you'll destroy that monster as well. And then I forgot to mention, all Gold Pride monsters bounce themselves back to the extra deck if they use any of their effects to summon the main deck version of it.
Gotcha.
Which is really good because you can then start recurring effects and retain that disruption.
Yep.
So, and then I run 1 Golden Cloud Beast Maelong. This is kind of my bridge into Baron if I don't have Fenrir. So even if I don't have Fenrir in hand, I still have a way to go into Baron.
Yeah.
And it also has its own way to bounce a card too, being sent to graveyard. Run 1 Dragite, because I do have a water monster in this deck.
Yep.
So I can negate spell or trap for it. But I don't use it as much as this guy, the Punk Synchro. Like I said, pay 600 to add a level 3 Psychic. So you can add Ghost Ogre.
Yep.
You can add Madam Spider to extend, or any of the other Punk cards to extend. I was thinking about running Psychic Tracker in here as well as another level 3 non-tuner Psychic, but I decided against it. So then I run 1 Croco Dragon, because if I have Captain Carry, if I have multiple, then it's a draw 2 plus a guy with a lot of attack and discard 2 to destroy
Yep.
cards. So then I run 1 Baron, really self-explanatory.
big
It's just
card.
a negate. It's used to be very expensive.
Still has money to it.
Yeah. And then I run 1 Psychic and Punisher.
Oh, man.
Actually did not play it at all today, but I had definitely had chances to drop it.
Yeah.
It's just a very good card for a Psychic deck.
It's a win more button for your deck.
Yeah, because, by the time I'll get it out, I'll already be down 3,000 life points.
Yep.
So, and then last Synchro is Amazing Dragon, the big Punk Synchro. This will, on summon, bounce cards equal to the number of level 3 Psychics with different names back to hand. So in this case, I could target up to 5
Yeah.
by the end of the combo, which is essentially a board clear at that point, which is nuts. And then also it's a Monster Reborn for Punk cards too.
Yeah.
So it's pretty solid. And then for fusions, I just have 2. I have Gold Pride Pinballer and Punk Rising Carp. Essentially, this is your disruption, non-targeting, equip a bunch of cards to it equal to the number of fusion materials.
Yep.
So normally it's either equip 2 or equip 3, but
Oh.
in most cases that outs all of your opponent's stuff that can't be targeted.
Sure.
So, and then Rising Carp tributes itself to special summon 2 punks from hand or deck. So this is kind of the start of your combo, this is kind of the end of your combo.
Gotcha.
But with this too, you just kind of pop off. You are at risk of nib, but with the way I have it played, I normally have an out to it. But it's basically extenders upon extenders upon extenders at that point. So, and then for last 2, I have just 2 links in case I ever needed them. Masquerena and then Underworld Goddess.
Gotcha.
So never played them, never had a chance to use them, but they were there just in case.
15 in the extra deck.
Yep. I mean, if you have less, you're. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna finish it. Finish that sentence.
All right.
And you
what
want
do we
to
do for
see?
side?
So side, the third ash,
Nice.
second and third nib.
Okay.
You know, you never know,
Yeah.
especially with the shenanigans that I play. I ran 3 Radiant.
Good card. In the format's very good.
I don't
card.
have Gamma Seal, so this is my replacement.
Yep. Still good.
But I mean, in general too, with this deck, I'll out it anyways.
Yeah.
And it's actually better too if I have Starly on, because instead of gaining 2200, it'll gain 2800
Yeah.
and destroy it. So it works. And then 2 Cyclone and 1 Feather Duster. Standard spell and trap removal, especially since Labyrinth is going to be big soon.
Yes, it is.
And what I played against today, Altergeist.
Yeah.
Stuff, back row decks like that. 3 evenly.
It's good against Ultra.
Self-explanatory. I mean, I didn't play it against him or see it against him. So
Yeah.
then I have 3 Judgment.
Oh man.
Negates anything, and it makes your life points lower than your opponent's for free.
Josh, I love your rarities there. We got 1 gold rare, 1
Nope.
common, and 1 super. Is that what it is?
Nope.
How many in the main? 47?
47 in the main.
Oh man.
It works.
Anything
it
you
works.
would change?
I would take out the Zeus and probably put in a second copy of either Pinballer or some level 12 synchro.
Gotcha.
So something that's more usable.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate the time, Josh. Thanks. We'll see you guys again.